Are you ready to attract love? I want you to watch this video to learn the crucial first step in attracting love, which is vibrating high while you're single. I'm Dr. Tiffany Shelton-Mariel. I am a psychologist and owner of Conscious Life Shop, and I post weekly videos on how to create a manifestation mindset. So please click subscribe and the notification bell so you are notified when I post every Thursday. I remember being single, and I remember when the shift happened, when I actually started attracting my husband. And one of those shifts was actually starting to vibrate high as a single woman. And I want to share tips on how you can enjoy the journey while you're single and actually vibrate high to help you manifest love. So stay tuned. My first tip for vibrating high while you're single is to experience pleasure. Just because you're single doesn't mean that you can't experience pleasure, and a special bonus tip is to do things that bring you joy that you may not get to do a lot when you have a family. So this was a tip from my husband. He said that I asked him how did he vibrate high when he was single, and he said well, one of the things he wished he would have done was to do more things that he enjoyed that he can't do as much now that he's a married man with a baby and a wife, which is to play golf more. So when he was single, he wished he would have played golf more. So whatever that is for you, take time to really indulge in those pleasures of having time and being able to really focus on yourself and be as selfish as you want to be. My next tip is to practice gratitude for all the love that you have in your life. I want you to write thank you cards to your friends. I want you to call up your mom and tell her how much you love her. I want you to go on those girls trips and really spend time loving on your friends and really cultivate, feel, and honor that love that you have in your life right here, right now. My next tip for vibrating high while you're single is to practice self-care and self-compassion. A really great thing you can do while you're single is to practice self-care is to practice healthy boundaries. So let go of those toxic relationships or any relationships that aren't serving you or honoring your highest self. So that's a great self-care tip while you're single. Another thing is to have self-compassion is to be kind with yourself, be gentle with yourself. You can actually write a list of at least 20 things that you love about yourself single and really practice being compassionate and offering yourself love. My last tip to really vibrate high while you're single is to practice mindfulness. And I think a great mindfulness technique while you're single is to use, if you do have extra time, because just because you're single doesn't mean you have more time than people that are married and with kids or have a family. But I am sorry, real life, my daughter woke up yesterday from her nap, and mom life, I didn't get a chance to sit back down to finish filming, so here I am to finish this video because I wanted to make sure I included these last two pieces. My last tip is to make sure you have a mindfulness practice so that you can enjoy the present moment now, so you're not so fixated on the future. Mindfulness allows us to really notice and appreciate the miracles in our everyday life in the present moment. So having a mindfulness practice while you're single is really essential to vibrating high, because you want to have that foundation of joy and positivity and hopefulness right here in the moment, so you can continue attracting that for your relationship that is to come. So mindfulness practices like meditation or mindful walking or gardening or even prayer can really help you appreciate the present moment so you can enjoy the journey along manifesting your love. And lastly, I wanted to include advice from not only me, but women that are vibrating high while single, and also advice from a woman who has recently gotten engaged and manifested her husband. So first, the advice from the women that are vibrating high and single. So Elizabeth Diosa says, and her username is eli.diosa. So when asked how she vibrates high while being single, she says, first and foremost, connecting with myself, my divine being. It begins with self-love. So I think that's really important, because that highlights that my first tip about self-compassion is that it really starts with you. In order to attract love, you have to be love and really truly love yourself. Another woman that gave advice, her username is NAZ_K92. She said, self-reflect and go inward as much as possible during this time, which I think is so important to increase self-knowledge so you know exactly who you are before going into a relationship. And then I have Jasmine Armstrong. Her username is Jasmine Janelle. I asked her, how did she shift when she was single to attract her fiance? I wanted to know because I noticed in her she was really vibrating high the year before that she manifested him. So I wanted to ask her perspective on that, and she said, I had to have a perspective change. I was desperate to be married so that I could complete the picture for everyone else. Career, house, dog, but still lacking a husband. Because I was desperate, I settled for anyone who looked the part, and kind of similar to being hungry at the grocery store, you only get junk when you do that. She said, instead, I took a year to build my foundation in Christ so that I would be fully satisfied before going on to the grocery store, so to speak. That year allowed me to be completely whole. So when I finally met Justin, I didn't need him to satisfy any craving. He fit just perfectly into what I was already doing. So it was just easy. No fighting because of insecurities, no jealousy because of control issues, no infidelity because we knew how valuable the other was. Now both of our purposes have come together to impact people on a larger scale, and it's been a blessing. And I just thought that was so beautiful. So I had to share that with you guys. All three women gave me their permission to share their advice on that. And those are my tips. So I am so excited for you to enjoy this journey of loving yourself, being mindful, being grateful, having fun, and really vibrating high while you're single and manifesting your love. So now that you know how to vibrate high while being single, you may be wondering, how can I put all this stuff, manifestation stuff, into my daily life? And I have a free daily routine guide for you for manifestation, and it basically just makes all this easy and makes it a habit. If you would like to see more videos like this, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, namaste.